I see that. The shade towards Titanic. I see that and I appreciate it. There's 2 people can fit on that door. 2 people can fit. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to The Legend of Vox Machina. We are now on season 3, episode 11, which is called Deadly Echoes. So the last episode was basically the team falling apart even more. Scanlan is still asleep. Pike went off to find Kaylee and see if she could convince her to come back and try to wake her dad up. The twins went off to find Ripley and try to exact revenge and end things on her end. But unfortunately, they ended up getting captured. And then Keyleth went to see if she could find Ryshawn somehow using a very powerful druid spell. So that's where everything is. Ready to jump into this episode and see what fresh hell we've got in store for us now. So let's do that. But just before I do, a reminder that if you'd like to be in the know when I drop these episodes, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now.
Where are you, Ryshawn? No, you're out there.
It was through time, wasn't it? Wasn't those the 7 mages that took Ripley's family that we just saw? And then we saw the twins as kids? You can't save her, Daddy.
Those who cast this ritual experience the entirety of the world all at once.
Gotcha.
Keyleth's body will no longer be her own. The world will reclaim it.
You better buckle up, girl. You sat there and sassed everybody to get in there, so you best nut up. That's all I gotta say, Keyleth. I know you got it in you, girl.
He would be alive right now if he had made better choices. Or if you were there to save him. Ah, but you're just as obstinate as he was.
You look terrible. Seriously, Ripley.
He couldn't recognize the rot of this world.
Can we
Nor
stop
how to disinfect
monologuing? No one cares, Ripley. Choke on your own vomit, please.
He'd rather let the masses die than sacrifice his pride.
Oh, that's you.
Allow me.
And Ripley running like the little bee she always been.
Pull of the ley lines is far too great. The soil is consumed.
Okay, thanks for the play-by-play. Can you give her some advice? Come on, Key. I need you to dig deep, girl. I know you got it. There we go. Words of encouragement. Thank you, Daddy. More, Dad. We got. That's all you got. Come on.
You saw something in her. She made you believe.
Thank you, Dad.
There is something, but it is perilous.
Well, let's go. This any more perilous than this? Cha-cha.
Do not resist the pull of the world. Give in to it.
I mean, she did turn into a whole fire demon.
The things in the world that give you strength. The people you trust.
Like your man that you just sassed before you came here.
Maybe.
Oh, is that your staff?
There must be someone who gives you strength, who makes you trust yourself.
Come on, that D. It's still fresh. Come on.
Relying on someone else is the hardest thing we can do. If there is love there, it's more rare than you know.
Facts. Let her know, Daddy.
Give in to it. Tie yourself to him. Please.
Oh, Daddy knew. Don't give up. Don't give up. Oh, you're speaking to me now?
Oh, no. Oh. Keyleth!
Well, collect your Keyleth dust.
What is this?
She's like, I don't know, girl. Everybody just turns into stone. That's all I've ever seen. All right, she's got her earth form.
Through sand and stone, follow the route. Trace it to the source.
Through Mordor.
Trace it to Ryshawn.
And the creepy door. Grog is in the exact same position.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yes, you can move, buddies. God, I didn't mean that literally.
Okay, nice to see you. Gotta please excuse me.
Like, you guys should know Grog is going to take it literally.
What do I do? Well,
Talk to
I
him.
think you just talk to him.
Start with that.
We'll just...
It's like we wanted to watch, but okay. We're just gonna eavesdrop from right outside the door.
Some of it was me being an insecure prick, like my old man.
Fair.
Knowing that someone was thinking about me,
Where's your mother?
it's all I needed. I think about you.
Ooh.
I miss you, Dad.
Dad!
You do?
Knew it. Told you she was eavesdropping from outside the door. Not him using his sister as a weapon. I'm sick! Ooh, the camera's better. Smart. You are messing up your ship, y'all. This is so stupid.
Fucking how many of you are there?
Right? They're like roaches. Her aim is still terrible after all this time.
Race!
There's got to be a trajectory to the way that her cape moves. They need to figure it out.
Load the longboats!
The way that she was willing to burn the whole damn boat for that, you're so dumb, Ripley.
I only wish Mom were here to see you.
There was so
Did you
much.
see her down there? No?
I need to get a message to the others. Do you have a skyship or...
My dear, the ground does not merely speak to us. It can also listen.
Oh, not you using the ground as a whole phone network.
You know, I got a feeling things are gonna be a lot more normal.
You won, jinxed it.
What the fuck?
Keyleth?
I mean, the reception's not the greatest,
Not the critique.
I'm staying here.
The hell you are.
I am not leaving you again.
Listen, you old twat.
Damn.
Your loyalty to these weirdos is your only endearing quality.
Damn! Red for filth.
Besides, I got a song to learn.
Cute. She just needed to know that you'll be back, that's all.
Load the rest of my weapons!
There ain't enough room for us and
Right?
streets.
Okay, shoot the help, that makes sense.
Behind us!
Orthax is a problem. Y'all need to figure out a way for there's gotta be a trajectory to that damn cape. I know there is. If you can get it off her, that'll be half.
Percy.
His soul's in there! I forgot. That's why Vax didn't see him. Orthax stole Percy's soul. So it means his soul can be returned as long as his body. It has to be soon though. The body be decaying.
It's all over.
Not yet.
You like your pepper box, bitch.
I just know something you don't.
No, not with that club, bitch. See, Orthax save you from that shit. Get the cloak. Cough more. Now take the... Twist it. Why are you still monologuing?
Better with Percy still in it.
That was beautiful. It should have been Percy's, but beautiful. Don't toss it. I feel like her end should have been worse, but deserved all the same. But a good chunk of the pepper boxes are now going to be in the bottom of the ocean, at least. By her doing...
For both of us on this thing.
I see that. The shade towards Titanic. I see that and I appreciate it. There's 2 people can fit on that door. 2 people can fit.
Should have let that sink to the bottom.
Not this one, unfortunately.
Maybe I'm losing it, but what if Orthax's victims? Percy's soul is somehow
In that gun.
trapped in here.
No, don't you dare give me
Oh,
hope.
look who turned into Hawkeye. Oh, and she's an arrow person too. Oh, arrow person.
Believe me, I
Archer.
wouldn't if I... Okay, what the hell is this now?
I mean, it shouldn't have been there.
Look,
Kiki,
I
I'm
need to
sorry I
apologize
relaxed
to
things.
all of you.
There's
I
so
know I
much
should have
meant to
stayed
say,
and
but I was
explained.
too scared.
Should we give you 2 a moment first and you come back to the group?
But the truth is, I had to trust myself first. And I do now. You gave me that strength. That's what a team does.
Girl, get in the back.
In facts, because I'm in love with you.
Wow, okay, in front of everyone. All right.
What were you gonna say?
Nothing that was going to top that.
Words not working.
I like Keelan's
As I was saying, we can't top that. We'll leave it. Dumb.
We'll follow your lead. If you have a location.
That I do. Nice. Everybody kind of had their moment. Everybody's kind of fixed what they needed to do with some of their trauma. We're focused now. I just don't have Percy. I mean, I guess he's with them in spirit, quite literally.
Holy crap. Is that a cigarette?
Another one?
I should have stayed.
Right? I'm like, I should have just stayed tapped out.
She's here. Somewhere.
Probably where that ominous glowing light is coming from.
You sound awful, Raishan. And you look even worse.
Don't get cocky.
So very predictable.
She
Like
needs something from you.
You cannot fathom what I'm capable of.
Facts.
Or your friends.
Do I want to know what the hell that is? Pike's got them, don't worry.
I shall avenge my suffering and wipe your kind from existence.
That sucks.
Only one thing remains.
Yeah. For you to die.
I feel like you just gave it to her. You probably finished it for her. She was too calm. Yep. That mixed voice is terrifying, by the way. Ugh, I hate it. It's like both Thordak and Raishan together. Ew, it's not a blend that I would ever recommend. Okay, guys, another great episode. The team is back together. The episode before was all about how scattered they were becoming, but this episode, their time apart, made them all realize essentially that they need each other. They're beyond their old selves of potentially wanting to walk alone. We'll start with the twins. Twins finished things up with Ripley, thank God. I mean, it was definitely a harder battle than either of them anticipated. They both got shot a couple times, but thankfully, they were able to find, I said it, the more I watched Ripley, the more I realized that they could potentially figure out her move, because she couldn't move far. The cloak would let her teleport, but it looks like she could only go a few feet one way or the other. But again, they didn't know which direction. I guess that's the rub of it. But thankfully, Vax got smart and realized that with her being as close as she was, he was able to get one of his daggers into her cloak, so it wasn't able to disappear and she wasn't able to disappear, which gave Vex finally the leverage that she needed to shoot her and basically get her so dead that Orthax didn't want to stay in the body anymore. So I like that. And I like that it wasn't too long either. Like, of course, she tried to do a monologue, even in her dying breath, but I love that, Vex was like, not today. Right in the face. Shoot you in the face. So yeah, that is done by Ripley. You won't be missed. I mean, she was a decent enough side villain, I guess one could say, but she needed to go. And yeah, like I said, you need to listen. When Percy said to take her out, did Percy tell them? Percy didn't tell them. I think if Percy told them that she tortured them as children, they would have been less about, you know what, Percy, maybe just take her out. Maybe just her, then we stop. But anyways, it is finished. Finally, it is finished. As I said in the last episode, though, the pepper boxes are out there now. So even though the good chunk of Ripley's shipment is now at the bottom of the ocean, and we do know, I think, the factory where she was building them, I mean, the team knows where those are, so they could very quickly destroy what's there. But the ones that are out there are going to stay out there. And, as I said, I wouldn't be surprised if someone eventually figures out a way to reverse engineer them. But at least they were able to control, the en masse spread of them, at least for now. So anyways, that was done. And then we discovered that Percy's soul is inside the gun. Orthax is still in the gun as well. We see that he disappeared into it, waiting for a new soul that would potentially pick it up and let him jump in. But Percy's soul is still in there, and so that means that there's potential for his soul to be returned to his body. Now, I thought potentially something was up with Percy's soul, and the reason was when I watched not last episode, the one before, with the final battle with Thordak, when Cash died, Cash got up, his soul got up, he looked, he saw Vax. Vax nodded at him, and then he walked towards the maiden, right? But when Percy died, it made me realize and I didn't see it when I was watching the episode, but when I was editing, I noticed, I was like, wait a minute, Vax didn't see Percy's soul when he died. Like normally, Vax would have known immediately when Percy died. He would have seen Percy's soul and seen the mother or the maiden show up ready to pull Percy to wherever she pulls them. So that's what made me think, oh my gosh, where's Percy's soul? He is dead, but where is his soul? Why didn't it go to the maiden like it's supposed to? So that explains it. His soul is gone, but it didn't go where it's supposed to. Also, I was thinking that Vax should have seen Percy's thread, and I don't think he saw anything change with Percy's thread. So I think that Percy's soul can be returned to his body, but like I said, they gotta hurry because that body's been dead for a few days now, and bodies do decay rather fast. So chop chop. I mean, maybe between returning the body and, Pike, maybe they'll be able to completely bring him back if there is anything, but I'm getting way too technical. This is not real, but you get my point. Anyhow, so that's what we got from the twins. They're now done with that. And then we see that Pike brought Kaylee back. Kaylee ended up having a really beautiful heart-to-heart with her dad, where she basically explains that, yes, some of the reason that she was being as hard on him as she was not just because she was upset with him, but because she was trying to push him away before he could push her away. This is the classic story of children in particular, who've been abandoned by a parent or who, at some point, they tend to have a tendency to feel like it often happens when a child has had an absent parent that the child blames themselves. Like it's just check it out in any type of psychological whatever. It's sad, but children, we tend to blame ourselves when we're kids for things that go wrong with our adults or people in our families because we don't have enough mental wherewithal and understanding to know that we can't control other people's actions, and that even if we were rotten kids, that's not like it was still your parents' choice to stick around or leave. And so anyway, that's what happened, is that clearly Kaylee was carrying around a level of what, maybe he left because of me. Like maybe it's because he didn't want me. And when you've had that situation, if that person comes back, even though you might want them back, there's going to be a part of you that's going to be always scared that they're going to up and leave again. And so the fear of attachment becomes very real. Like you don't want to get attached to somebody else because you're scared that they might leave and hurt you again. So there was that's kind of what Kaylee's deal was with Scanlan. She was like, if you took off the first time without a care, or so she believed, then if I allow myself to connect with you and get attached to you, are you going to up and leave when you discover that I'm not quote unquote good enough, or I disappoint you, right? So anyways, it was a good heart to heart, and Scanlan needed to hear it because he really did feel like Kaylee had just given up on him. So anyways, he's back. He decides to finally wake up, and he was definitely prepared to stay with her through whatever the next mission was with Vox Machina. But we see that she was like, nah, Dad, like your thing is being a part of this troop. And I mean, obviously she probably heard about this point. It's probably even gotten to her that Vox Machina took out all the dragons, right? So that's a pretty cool thing to say. Yeah, my dad's part of that troop, even if he is a bit of a mess. But anyhow, so she said, no, you go on your way. I'll be here learning your song that you wrote for me. And we'll talk when you get back. Because, now that they know that they care about each other, they can be there for each other and build that relationship naturally and not in a rush. So that was that. And interestingly too, one thing I picked up last episode too, and I forgot to mention, was the fact that Pike, when Kaylee asked her whether or not Scanlan and her had a relationship beyond friendship, and Pike couldn't quite answer her. Got a little stuttery, a little blushy. We'll have to see what happens with that. But anyways, I need her to make up her mind though, because she's giving some mixed ass signals to my man Scanlan, who I'm starting to feel a little sorry for. Only a little though, because he's still a whore. Anyway, then we finally had Keyleth. Keyleth finishing up her trial with the Earth thing, Earth state, Earth tracking, you know what I mean, the Earth stuff. And basically doing it the traditional way that everyone else did. It was not working. She was getting overwhelmed. And so basically the Earth teacher said, hey, maybe this is not her path. Maybe she's got to be the person who gives into it and then basically learns to control it from that perspective. Instead of learning to block it out, she learns to control it. And so that's what ended up working. And we see that at first she was being overwhelmed and she didn't think she had any anchors, but her dad basically knew her and read her like a book and said, sis, why don't you admit the fact that you love this man and that he anchors you and he's the one that makes you feel like you're seen and needed and heard and all those things. So when she finally allowed herself to admit that, because we saw before she left Vax last episode, she was like, I don't need to rely on anyone anymore. Okay. not true of anyone. Everyone in this world needs somebody at some point. But anyway, she figured that out, and that helped her master it. And now she's got a whole new druid form, her rock form, earth form, and she was able to find Raishan. And so she basically sent out a message to all her friends, got them grouped up. And when everybody got back, they basically said, look, we know now that we need each other, that this is, our team is our family, and we're a package deal. Going forward, we're a package deal. So, and she also confessed her feelings in front of everyone for Vax. Lessons for Vex in case Percy does come back. No more of this hiding nonsense. But anyways, cute moment. And then they went after Raishan, but unfortunately, my girl Keyleth, as I said, I love the confidence, I do. Compared to season 1, I'm so happy that Key is a lot stronger than she was, but she's still impetuous and still a bit emotional. This is my issue. But I mean, she's young, so I gotta give her some space. Anyway, when she showed up and Raishan was like, oh, you found me, just as expected, that is when Keyleth should have been like, damn, we need to leave. Do you feel me? That's really, I really think that Keyleth accidentally helped her with that spell, because I feel like since it was her Ashari that cursed her, you want to bet they needed her magic? Maybe Raishan needed Keyleth's magic to finish the ritual that she did with the body. I feel like that was it. She needed Keyleth. I wouldn't be surprised. And she knew that that was what would happen. And you heard her. She was like, I'm not worried. I knew you were going to come. You are predictable. So at that point, I just wish that Keyleth had just thought that, okay, this dragon is not worried at all. She doesn't seem remotely worried, scared, anxious, mad, irritated. Usually when you catch somebody, when you get them in a place where they're literally dead to rights, it's fight or flight. You know what I'm saying? They're not just going to sit there and look you in the eye and cackle. Raishan is not a G like that. So this is where Keyleth should have been like, okay, maybe I am where I'm not supposed to be. Maybe we go about this a different way. But she kind of wanted, she was on her high of getting her earth form and making out with her man in front of everybody, and she just wanted to go in there and say that I killed Raishan. You really think thousands, like she said, I'm old as hell. Raishan said, I'm so old. You think I don't know the way y'all are gonna act? You really think I'm gonna put myself in a position for you to take me out that easy? Please, come on now. So yeah. Unfortunately, Keyleth didn't read the room and didn't realize that there's no way that Raishan would just sit back and wait for Keyleth to kill her like that. That's just not something she would do. She was sick, but she wasn't dumb, So unfortunately, Keyleth played right into her hands, destroyed the old body, but Raishan didn't want that body no more anyway. And like I said, I do believe she completed the ritual in a way that Raishan probably couldn't have done and probably wouldn't have been able to get another druid to do for her. So yeah, Keyleth's probably not going to like that too much in the next episode, but these are the lessons her dad was talking about that she's just going to have to learn going forward to just, like I said, just need Key to roll it back a little bit with those high emotions, and it'll definitely serve her better in the future. This is why she needs Vax. Vax is a level head. Vax is cool. And he's used to dealing with a fiery spirit, his twin sister, right? So hopefully, this relationship, now that it's a thing, they can feed off each other more, Keyleth can give him a little fire sometimes when he needs a bit more, and he can just calm her down when she's doing a bit too much. But anyway, good episode. We're back together. Less my man Percy, but I guess he's technically with them because he's with the gun. So I don't know if we're going to have time since we have one episode left in this season, but hopefully we'll find a way to get him out of the pepper box and back into his body. And yeah, him and Vex can maybe have a similar moment to Key and Vax and be able to just lock into their feelings and just go forward. Because again, as I said in the couple episodes now, they don't really, the way they live, they never know if they're going to have it tomorrow. So they really should not be putting things off. So once they're locked in, I can Scanlan next. All right, that was another great episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love, and I'll see you in the next one.